Good morning, St. Philip's family. It is a great pleasure to be with you this morning via video for this first of our Thursday morning devotionals. This Thursday is a particularly special one because it is Maundy Thursday, one of the great days of Holy Week. And it is called Maundy Thursday because on this day we commemorate Jesus's great command, the commandment, love one another as I have loved you. A new command I give you, Jesus said. And Maundy comes from that Latin word for command, and it reminds us of our call as Christians to love one another. But Maundy Thursday also reminds us about some of the significant events leading up to Jesus' crucifixion, starting with the Last Supper, where Jesus washes his disciples' feet, institutes the sacrament of Holy Communion, and then they go out and sing a hymn and go to the Garden of Gethsemane, from where he is taken and put on the road that leads to his crucifixion on Good Friday. In our Thursday morning times together, we're going to be looking at some of the great hymns of the church, and particularly in this time where there's so much that is uncertain and much that seems almost surreal, leaning back into the hymns that have been used by the church for generations and generations, hundreds and in some cases thousands of years, I think is a great source of comfort and strength. And today I want us to look at one of my favorite hymns, which is one of the oldest hymns of the church. It was written in 569, almost 1500 years ago, by a man named Venantius Fortunatus. And this hymn is called Pange Lingua. It is one of the great hymns of the church that is often associated with Holy Week and was used in the ancient church as part of the liturgy every day during Holy Week. The first stanza of the hymn goes like this: "Sing, my tongue, the glorious battle, sing the winning of the fray. Sing above the cross the trophy, sound the high triumphal lay. Tell how Christ, the world's Redeemer, as a victim won the day." It speaks to us of the triumph of Jesus over sin through the terrible agony of the cross. It says, 30 years he dwelt among us, his appointed time fulfilled. Born for this, he met his passion. This the Savior freely willed. On the cross the Lamb was lifted, where his precious blood was spilled. He endured the nails, the spitting, vinegar and spear and reed. From that holy body broken, blood and water forth proceed. Earth and sky and stars and ocean, by that flood from stain are freed. Faithful cross, above all other, one and only noble tree, none in foliage, none in blossom, none in fruit thy peer may be. Sweetest wood and sweetest iron, sweetest weight is hung on thee. Bend thy boughs, O tree of glory, thy relaxing sinews bend. For a while the ancient rigor which thy birth bestowed suspend, and the King of heavenly beauty on thy bosom gently tend. It is a beautiful hymn that helps us to pause and consider what Jesus went through for us. I'm going to include a link to a version of the hymn that's part of Charles Wood's wonderful Mass that reflects the Passion according to St. Mark. So I would commend that to you. But as you think about these words and think about this hymn, one of the things that it reminds us of is Jesus' great love for us. And it is a comfort to know that this hymn has been sung faithfully by Christians in the midst of plague, in the midst of war, in the midst of every single horror that has happened to the human race since the year 569. And in that, we can remember that Christ promises that he will be with us. He promises that in this world we will have tribulation, but he tells us in John 16:33 not to fear, for he has overcome the world. So I bid you a blessed Maundy Thursday. I hope you'll take time to listen to the song on this link, and I pray that it will be a blessing to you. May God bless you until we're able to be together again.